Hello there ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mastermind and I will be doing a tutorial video about pantheons in Civilization 6. What is a pantheon? A pantheon is a very strong early game bonus that you can choose for your entire civilization for the entirety of the game. So when you get to 25 or 12 faith, depending on the speed you're playing, 12 for online speed, 25 for standard speed, you get the option in the bottom right to select a pantheon. When you open the menu, you get a large list of pantheons. Some are strong, some are weak, some are situationally strong and otherwise weak. When you choose a pantheon, the pantheon is removed from the list of possible pantheons for the other players. So the sooner you are able to pick a pantheon, the more options you have left. So to get a pantheon faster, you need more faith. There are several ways to do this. First way is to play a civilization which has a bonus for generating faith. In this game, for instance, I'm playing Peter from Russia, which, if you have a tundra tile that is being worked by the city, it has 1 faith generation a turn, which helps you get faster faith. Another way to have faster faith is to work luxury tiles like incense or dice, which both give 1 faith a turn. Another way to get more faith a turn is to get barbarian camps from the barbarians, which will have a chance to give you faith flat, or it has a chance to give you a relic, which generates 4 faith a turn, which means that you get faster pantheons. So, when you get to the point that you can select your pantheon, you have a large list to choose from. And there are several different ones, and I like to put them in 3 categories. First, you have the faith-generating pantheons, then you've got the general yields, and you've got the miscellaneous. So, the faith-generating ones are usually picked when you're going strong for a religious strategy. And the 3 options you start with at the top of the list are Dance of the Aurora, Desert Folklore, and Sacred Path. These 3 are very similar as they all give an adjacency bonus to holy districts when placed in a certain terrain, where tundra and desert are terrain tiles and rainforest is the type on top of the terrain. So rainforest is usually found near the equator, tundra is usually found near the top and bottom of the map, and desert tiles are basically, as far as I know, all around. Now, tundra and desert tiles generally are pretty useless, where tundra tiles out of themselves give 1 food, where grass tile would give 1 food, 1 production, and desert tiles usually give absolutely nothing, and are therefore pretty garbage. So, these 2 are very bad unless you have a very specific strategy for faith. Dance of the Aurora in this case is very good, because Peter gives production and faith to tundra tiles. Tundra tiles are not as useless as they are compared to other civilizations. The Dance of the Aurora would also make it so that the adjacency bonus for my holy site districts, if I would place them for instance here, and ringed by 7, maybe 8 tiles, 6 tiles of tundra, they would get a +6 bonus to faith. I can even boost this using the civics card at theology called Scripture, which doubles the adjacency bonus, which would mean that I get a total bonus of 12 faith from just 1 holy site, which is very strong. Considering I can place another tundra holy site here, possibly another tundra holy site here, I could easily get 30, maybe 40 faith a turn in the first 30-40 turns of the game. This is very, very strong if you're going for a religious strategy like Jesuit education, which I will make another video about later, or have something like Reformed Church, which allows you to buy land units with faith. And then we have Indonesia as a civilization, which Gitaria has a specialty that she can buy naval units with faith. Or we also have, and I gotta find this person, where is Kemet? Well, maybe I can just find it with search. Khmer, my bad, Khmer, which has the bonus from Jarjan. He has the Prasat, and the Prasat means that your missionaries generate relics when they die, which means that if you want to have a lot of missionaries dying, or maybe get apostles with the Wonder Mont Saint Michel, you need a lot of faith to buy them, in which case you want a lot of faith as well. So to do this, you want the faith generating pantheons, and Tundra is pretty strong with Peter if you get the Tundra start. Desert tiles, there are some civs that have desert biome biases, and if you get a very good desert start with maybe a Petra in there, this can be useful too, but generally I don't think this is one of the strongest. And then you have the rainforest one, which basically works well because rainforests always have positive yields, pretty decent ones actually, so this is actually always a strong one if you get a lot of rainforest. Next up you have the quarry stone circles, 2 faith from quarries. This is fucking terrible, because that means like you need 4 or 5 stone or marble to even make it a bit useful compared to the ones I just showed you. Religious idols, mines over luxury and bonus resources. This is arguably just as worse as stone circles. You got initiation rights, which means you get faith from clearing barbarian outposts. You don't get that many barbarian outposts, so if you get 200, 300 faith in a dire game out of this, it's a lot already. So this is pretty fucking bad. You've got faith for killing units near your holy sites. If you're defending the entire game, this could be useful, but I don't remember any game I've been defending the entire game. And if you're trying to attack, it means after you take a city, you've got to build a holy site first before you can fight on to get enough faith out of this. Generally, not that great. Goddess of the Harvest transfers, it also means that if you, for instance, take the worker and you harvest the crops here, you get not only 25 food, but also 25 faith. This is also fucking terrible. Cutting forests, it might be a bit useful, but generally, it's fucking bad. And lastly, we have, and this is a really good one, it's a new one, Earth Goddess, which gives 1 faith from tiles with charming or better appeal. If we look at the appeal lens, you can see that more than half my territory, of all the workable tiles, I get 1 faith. So this is very good for the late game, compared to the adjacency bonuses for holy sites, which means that they work stronger early because of the bonus of adjacency activates immediately, where the Earth Goddess has to have tiles worked. You don't have that for the districts. Of course, this only works if you build the districts, while this faith automatically works, and the Earth Goddess is not upgradable with the cards, with the theology scripture cards, because that's holy site adjacency bonuses. This is not possible for Earth Goddess. But still, Earth Goddess is really fucking fantastic. Then we have, so these were the holy ones, so you basically have 2 situational ones, one that's pretty good, and one that's also always fantastic. Then we have the just general yields without faith. We've got production from marsh, oasis, and floodplains. As oases and floodplains are often in deserts, if you have a good desert start, this might actually be a very strong one. For marshes, I don't really often see a lot of marshes that make this worth it. Fishing boats, situational, an island map, I can see this being very useful, but generally there are like 2-3 fishing tiles, and that's it for a city, so 3 production. It's okay, not that great, but it's pretty okay situationally. Pastures, God of the Open Sky, fucking amazing. 1 culture a turn for each pasture is really good, especially because culture is very hard to gain early, and investing in a theater district is usually something you don't want to do because it costs a lot of time and that production is better spent elsewhere. Goddess of the Hunt, camps are, I see a lot of less camps than pastures. Also pastures, as pantheons are more an early game boost generally, pastures are tiles you really want to work early, so sheep, cows, horses, they're all food and production. You really want to work this. While camp normally gives you gold, so you generally don't want to work this fast. There are some bad camps. I don't know if I have camps here. I don't see camps here. You see 2 food, 2 production. If you put a pasture, it's 2 food, 3 production. Agriculture is fantastic. 3 food, 1 production. Cattle with a culture, that's fantastic. Well, this is tundra, so Peter gets an extra production and an extra faith, so it's 2 food, 2 production, makes 3 with the pasture and a culture and a faith. Fucking amazing. So, the God of the Open Sky is fantastic. God of the Hunt, it's situationally okay. If you got a lot of camps in your capital, for instance, you can grow it a lot fast. So it's not useless, but God of the Open Sky just beats it hands down. Then we have Gods of the Craftsman, Minds over Strategic Resources. I've never had a game where this was actually useful, where this provided more production than, say, the Martian Oasis and floodplains. It's generally terrible. God of the Festivals can be useful if you have maybe 2 or 3 sharing luxuries in the area. So, for instance, your capital has wine and incense, and then you have cocoa or tobacco for your next one, and maybe tea plantations for the one after that. If you have that, this can actually help grow your cities pretty fast. So, situationally, this is actually pretty useful, and because it has so many different luxuries, you can often find enough cities to make it worth your while. But the counterpart, Oral Traditions, which gives culture instead of food, is again much, much better. Not only because culture is better than food, but also because it has bananas. Where these are all luxuries, bananas, aside from all the other luxuries, is not a luxury. If you have a rainforest where you're at, then, and you're not going for like religious strategies, so you don't want Sacred Path, this extra culture from bananas already is fucking fantastic. Let alone all the other luxuries you have, for instance, spices already also so incredibly strong. So Oral Traditions, fucking amazing. And then lastly, we have the miscellaneous, I like to call them. So you got River Goddess, 1 amenity to cities if they have a holy district adjacent to a river. It's terrible. If you want holy districts in every city, you don't want to take River Goddess. You want to take a faith pantheon, not an amenity pantheon. If you want amenities, you can take them with your religion. We have Monument to the Gods, 15% production towards ancient and classical era wonders. Fucking terrible. Unless you have maybe a Petra and you're not playing China and there's another player you know that's also trying to build Petra, then maybe, but generally fucking terrible. Divine Spark can actually be pretty good. Gives you a lot of great people points. If you have a lot of districts, it can help you steal away those great people from under the noses of your opponents. It's actually pretty good. Then we have, what do we have? God of the Forge, 25 production towards ancient and classical military units. So this only works very early game. I would say if you're sitting next to another player and maybe you're playing Sumeria or Scythia, which is very aggressive early game, you should take this and just rush them. And if you fail, your game is over anyway. And if you win, you actually have a lot of territory that you can use efficiently. And then this can actually be useful. But otherwise, I wouldn't take it. We've got God of Healing, fucking terrible. Healing by Holy Site districts. This is fucking useless. Just don't ever take this. Then we've got Facility Rights, 10% growth rate for your cities. This can be pretty okay. You want to grow all your cities, so 10% higher growth rate is okay. It's a general all-purpose thing. It always works. Border expansion rate 50% higher. Not really a big fan of this because usually your border expands faster than the way your cities grow anyway. So I don't really like this one. But it's okay. It's better than most of the shitty ones. But still not really that good. And then we've got City Patron Goddess, fucking terrible. Only your first district, 25%, fucking terrible. If it would be all districts, I would have options to take it, but only the first. Don't ever take this. So that is my take on Pantheons for Civilization 6. Thank you for watching.